Welcome to the motherland. My name is Jax. Thank you for joining me today. Today's video is about my first interactions with my birth mum, and I almost thought it was over before it started, so let's find out why. Now, if you saw my previous video, you'd understand how I got the number, and so I was really nervous to have that first initial contact because I didn't know how I was going to explain this. Can you imagine? Her first response to me was, "How did you get my number? And is this a scam?" So immediately my back is up because I'm thinking, wait, you've heard from your birth daughter. It's been around 35 years and that's your first response to me. So in my head, I already decided she didn't want to know me. But thank God I decided to wait. I thought, let me just wait and just really take some time to think about how I'm going to respond to this, because this must be crazy for her as much as it's crazy for me. So I took the time out, and then when I was getting ready to respond back to her, she messaged me back. But before we get into that, let me just track back a little bit. After I had the number and after it was given to me, I had it in my phone for about 6 months because I just didn't know how to approach her, given that I wasn't supposed to tell her how I got the number. So I remember being out with the family for Mother's Day. So my adopted mom and my family, we went out to eat. We went for breakfast, and I remember telling my brother, I've got my birth mom's number. And he was like, "You haven't contacted her?" I said, "No." I explained why I hadn't contacted her. And he says, "Well, why don't you just drop her a WhatsApp?" And then I thought to myself, duh, like, why have I not thought of this? And that day, Mother's Day, that's when I sent her the first message. And I'm just going to paraphrase it. She said something in and around the lines of, wait, if this is really you, I really want to get to know you. I can't believe this is happening. I've been waiting for this moment. And I was so overwhelmed with emotion, but then in the same breath, because I've been suppressing everything about my adoption for so long, once the emotion came, it also went and I felt really numb, and then it was almost like business as usual. And the reason why I've been suppressing it for so long is because it's the only thing that I sort of had control over. It could go two ways if I tried to look for her. She may reject me and may not want to know me, or it could go really well, and you know, I could get to know her, and I'm not going to say things will be as they were meant to be, because I believe that things are how they're supposed to be. Like, I reflect on the fact that if I wasn't adopted, I wouldn't know the family that I have now. I wouldn't have the husband that I have now. My children wouldn't even be the children that they are, and I'd be in a completely different country. Like, it was supposed to be the way that it is. But my other reason for suppressing it was because, almost like, if it's a defense, like, if she hasn't tried to look for me, then why would I put myself in that predicament just to be hurt? But in my mature years of life, I really felt that, you know what, one day we know for sure that we're going to leave this earth. So I want to say that I've made the effort and I've tried, and whether it goes left or right, I know that I've done my bit to find out. And also, like I said, with my children, I want them to understand and see a reflection and know exactly where they're coming from. Someone's boycotting my video again. So yeah, we got to talking, and it was just a brief sort of introduction through text messages, and she was so relieved that I'd found her. She's also a believer, so she was giving thanks to God, and she actually said that she'd been trying to find me. But when you live in a different country, you have to go over to the country where you're looking for the adoptee. And so she has spoken about trying to do that. We were going back and forth for hours, just talking and catching up, and I just kept saying, like, what happened? Can you tell me what happened? Like, I want to understand why you gave me up for adoption. But she was like, you know what, we'll talk more over video call. And a few days later, we then had a video call, which I was so nervous about. Like, I was flapping that morning. I remember like going to put my makeup on, and the time was creeping up on me, and I didn't want to be late. And then, to my surprise, she called. Was it an hour? Yeah, an hour earlier. But it wasn't an hour earlier. It's just an hour difference. And I didn't marry up the times for when she said she was going to call at this time. That would mean that time over here. And so because I wasn't ready, I looked at the phone, let it ring. And I was flapping, saying to Reese, like, oh my gosh, haven't you sorted out my makeup? Or, you know. And then I thought to myself, wait, why am I trying to make myself up? Like, this is my birth mother. Like, who am I trying to impress? I just need to go on the phone as I am. And then I answered the phone and I saw her, and the first thing that we both did, we started smiling. Like, I had a big smile and she did the same thing, and we both started laughing. I remember thinking, mad, because I didn't know what the initial interaction was going to be like. And immediately I felt really comfortable, because it was like looking at myself in an older form, and how she does things. Her isms and schisms are very similar to mine. We both started biting our nails, although I'm trying to stop doing that. And just little things. I can't even think what they were, but it was literally like looking at myself in a mirror. Now, there's a lot that was said in the conversation, the text message conversation and the video conversation. And what I have learned is that my birth mom didn't actually want to give me up for adoption. And I've looked at other people's adoption stories, and I've realised that it's not all black and white. Like, yes, there are some people who do feel that they can't manage, and so the best thing to do is to put that child into a caring and loving family that will be able to raise them in the way that they possibly can't. But there are also other options and other reasons for why people give babies up for adoption. And when I grew to understand why my mum had done it with me, it made me respect her, because there could have been a possibility that I didn't even exist. You wouldn't have me here on this earth. There'd be no Eden. There'd be no Juby or Lili. I wouldn't be married. My hubby, you wouldn't have this fine ass wife. Like, it made me respect her. And I think as a mother now myself, I was able to look at it in a different way. I would never give my children up, but in the situation that she was in, she had to do what she had to do. And I respect that. And I remember saying to her, like, honestly, it's okay. Like, don't worry, I get it, I understand. I think it's the fact that I didn't understand, and I made stories up myself, and, you know, just didn't understand. So I was able to have so much grace because I got it. And I think that's why timing is perfect. This all happened in perfect timing, in God's timing. Had I met her before, even before I had any children, I wouldn't understand. I would still see it like, you rejected me, you gave me up. I don't want to know you, I don't care. And so the timing was absolutely perfect, because being a mum has made me look at her and think, okay, I get it. So yeah, if you know anyone in this predicament, or if you're in the predicament yourself, I would really seek to understand the story behind why the adoption has happened. It might not be a good intention, but it could actually be a good intention as well. Like, you just never know. You never know what's gone on with that person. So I'd really encourage you to find out everything in and around that adoption, because it can really shape how you look at things, and then that will then shape your mind and your thoughts and your feelings. And so full transparency into what's happened is definitely key. So since then, we've managed to speak a lot more. We've had video calls. She's met the family on video call. And yeah, it's been a breath of fresh air. I can't complain. She's answered a lot of questions, a lot of questions that I had, even into my medical history. That is a major factor that I've struggled with over the years. I go to the doctors and I say, do you have a family history of this or that? And I always say, I don't know, doctor, because I'm adopted. So I don't know. And she was able to fill me in on practical things like that. So I understand what's happening inside of me, or what could potentially be happening inside of me. So it's been very wholesome. It's been very, very wholesome. But I want to thank you for joining me for this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And join me for another episode coming real soon. Bye bye.